checking out something which is absolutely revolutionary. I kind of feel like Charles Xavier from X-Men. Remember, of course, because I'm going to have a contraption right on my head. Here it goes. All right, you can mount
okay,
it.
Give me one sec. We're just preparing it. This is an EEG device.
It's an EEG. It's called Insight. It's by a company called EMOTIV that's into brain mapping. And EEG is electric
Encephalography.
Encephalography.
A big word.
Yeah, I kind of feel like it's prom night and I'm wearing a tiara. It's just that this tiara is very, very, very high-end and sci-fi. So what does this do?
Yeah, so EEG measures the electrical activity of your brain using sensors on the scalp. And then we've also built algorithms that can detect different emotional and cognitive states like focus, engagement, excitement. We're seeing is live brain data here.
Whose brain?
Your brain.
This is my brain?
This is your brain. Yeah, you're like
it's
really
beautiful.
excited and going all over the place.
What is all this pasta flying around? What is this penne?
Pasta is representing stress. So the more stressed you are, the more of these shapes are going to emanate from the brain. So actually, you're quite calm right now. Yeah, but you're really excited. Like you're having this sort of fluctuating excitement, which is interesting. You're quite focused. So these geometric shapes in the back are quite crisp and clear. If you weren't focused, they'd go blurry and fuzzy, right? So we can just peer inside your brain, and instead of showing you graphs of these different metrics, we're translating them into a playful visual that represents.
So this is a wearable device, just like the Apple Watch or a Fitbit band. And how much does this cost? Are people buying this? And if I buy this, why? I mean, what would I really do with this? Because wearables are exploding. Do you really see people wearing these tiaras and walking out on the street and in the malls and?
Yeah. So these devices, the one that you're wearing is our Insight device, and it's $299. So, compared to normal EEGs, which are used in medicine and research, those cost $50,000, for example.
Okay.
So this makes brain data much more accessible to people.
But what would I do with my brain data?
What would you do with your brain data? Well, you can learn about your brain, right? So, I mean, as well as you may be interested in controlling, the lights in your house or other Internet of Things devices, doing playful things like controlling drones. You can also do neurofeedback training to improve your focus or reduce your stress, learn to meditate. You can also just learn what your brain is like when you're doing different activities and improve your performance and your brain fitness.
Will this also help me diagnose any brain conditions? Is this also like a medical sort of device?
No, so these devices are not FDA approved, but one of the things that these devices will enable is, so we have a community of over 70,000 users in over 120 different countries.
There are 70,000 people like me wearing this all over the world right now?
Yeah, it's pretty
I feel
awesome.
Connected to them already.
Yeah.
I kid you not, I feel like Charles Xavier and I can just focus and I can't see anyone, but okay.
Yeah, and so what is happening is we're collecting a massive bank of brain data, and so we'll be able to see what people's brains are like over time and when they're doing different activities, and potentially be able to identify the onset of disease and be able to suggest interventions earlier on.
Can this also be used for therapy from, let's say, people suffering from PTSD, post-traumatic disorders or something like that? Because so as a wearable device, right now what it's doing is it's mapping the neurons in my brain. It's mapping my brain activity.
Yeah.
Can this also be used to treat certain signals or certain, emotions that are, let's say, adverse? And let's say if I've, been a war reporter and I've come back from a very, very traumatic experience, can this be helped to soothe me?
Yeah, so you could use these devices to do neurofeedback training, like I was saying, in perhaps to reduce stress, for example. So you could be in a VR experience that is meant to desensitize, for example, and understand what your stress levels are and work on reducing them in that way. Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much. Wow,
Excellent.
This is crazy. मुझे ये बिल्कुल समझ में नहीं आ रहा है थोड़ा because this is extremely advanced, but I'm going to just ogle a little more at my brain. I think it's beautiful. I knew it. It's beautiful in there.